What I'm going to demonstrate here is how to create a design in SCS900 from a couple files that were sent to us by someone. So what I'll do first is I'm going to open up my email and I'm going to take those files that were attachments, and I need to get those onto a USB stick somehow. So you can see here, this is my email, and in that email someone sent me a control file, which is a CSV format, comma separated values, and then I have a design map, which is an AutoCAD DXF file, and then also have a TTM design surface, which is a Trimble surface model file. So once I get those three files somewhere, we're going to create a new design using those. So I'm going to right click in my email and I'm going to say save all attachments. So that's going to open up Windows, and it's going to say, well, where do I want to save those attachments? So I need to get those onto a USB where I could find them later. So I'm going to scroll down here, go to my removable disk, which is the E drive, which is the USB stick. I'm going to make a new folder, so I'm going to hit that button there. I'm going to just call this, my project name is subdivision. So I'm just going to make a folder called subdivision so I could find these files easy when I plug it into the controller. I'm going to open that, and I'm putting them inside that folder. So if we go to that folder, if we go to the removable disk, I go inside subdivision, and there's my three files that I need. Okay, so next step is you're going to take that USB stick and you're going to plug it in, unplug it from your PC, and plug that into your survey controller, which is a TSC3 or a tablet, whatever you're using. So you plug that into your tablet, and then you want to start up SCS900 software. So the software starts up, it's going to go to the last project that you had open. So what you want to do is go to the top one that says site, and you're going to hit the down arrow and you're going to choose new site. And it's going to ask you the name of the site, so we'll just call that subdivision. And double check all of our units. So we're in US survey feet, point, northing, easting, elevation, description, and our stationing is going to be correct. So all this stuff looks good. Hit the next button down below, and it's going to ask us for some files here for our site creation. So looking at this list, you have a site map, a site calibration. So we don't have any of those yet. So a lot of people like to put their DXF here. So don't put your DXF here. So this site map is an optional map that you can put in as a background, which, you know, 99% of the time no one is putting these in here. We use our design map, so just leave this site map blank. And we don't have a site calibration yet because we haven't been to the site yet. The only thing we do have is a control point file. So you want to put a checkbox in our control point file, and you can click in this little box and it's going to browse for that file. So it's automatically going to go to the C drive of your device, but we have a USB plugged in, so we're going to go to the E drive. We're changing the directory, and then you can see there's that subdivision folder that I made. If I double click on that, it's going to open up that folder. So you can see here it automatically is looking for a CSV, so we go ahead and choose that control file for the CSV. Hit accept. Okay, so that's all we really need to do to set up the site, is just get our control in there, and we're going to hit finish. So everything else, just leave that blank, hit finish, and then it's going to take us back to that creating the site area. We're going to hit a new work order. It's not going to let us go forward until we make a new work order, so hit OK. And I'll just call this stakeout as the name of my work order. You can put today's date there if you'd like. Hit finish, and then it's going to say, well, what design do we want? So here's where we're going to pick up those other two files that we brought into the USB. So we're going to hit the down arrow and say new design, and I can call this finish grade model. We could put today's date there if you'd like to keep track of it a little better, but ultimately this is going to be my finish grade surface, so I'm going to call it finish grade. And then I'm going to put a checkbox for my design file right there. It's going to browse back out. It's going to go back to that E drive right there, subdivision folder, and you can see there, just because I put those in there and named them properly, I can find them very easily. So just organize those files is really important. So there's the TTM. It sees it in there. I'm going to grab that one, hit accept, and then I'm also going to go down to the next one and say I want a design map, and it's going to go back out to that same folder where I grabbed the last file, and you can see here is my design map DXF. Highlight it, hit accept, and we can put stakeout points in here if we want. I'm not going to do that right now. For the most part, these two are the most popular, is a surface and a design map. So we'll just leave the stakeout points blank for now and hit finish. So it's going to ask us to review what we just did, so everything looks good. Hit accept, and it's going to automatically prompt me to set up my rover or my base. So it defaults to the rover. If we want to just look at our site and make sure everything came in properly, you can cancel out of that for right now, and we can look at our site. So everything looks good. We can zoom in on our site and make sure it looks like our control points came in, our line work came in. If we want to see our point names, we can go to the gear and we can turn our point names on, hit accept. Now we can see our point names a little better. So our control points came in, the line work came in. If I hit zoom extents, which is this right here, everything looks good. So next thing you're going to want to do is set up the rover. So you could come into here, hit the home button, go to the GPS button, hit connect. It's going to take you back to that same screen where you want to set up your rover.